Coming up on Mountain News this morning, candidate filings for the 2024 election are due in Kentucky today as the national stage starts to set up for the presidency. And Governor Andy Beshear recognized some Eastern Kentuckians during his State of the Commonwealth address Wednesday.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. It is 6 a.m. on January 5th, 2024. Let's check in with meteorologist Shane Smith for a look at your forecast this morning. Shane, I hear there may be some precipitation coming. We're not sure what kind, but
well, a little bit of everything. We got everything on heading our way, Madison. It's going to start as a little bit of snow tonight, transition to some wintry mix, and then we're back to rain for most of tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're dry. Here's what's going on right now. Satellite and radar showing some clouds moving into the mountains. Not a big deal right now, but pinpoint Doppler is dry for the time being. That will not be the case as we go into tonight. You can see our SkyCam network showing cold conditions across the area. It is 23 Somerset, 20 London, 19 Williamsburg, 16 Jonesville, 24 Pikeville, 25 in Jackson and Moorhead. A chilly start to your morning. Factoring in the wind, feeling a little bit cooler in a few spots. Now that has allowed some dense frost to form, so be sure to give yourself a couple extra minutes to get that wind chill scraped off. Now, going into the afternoon, we only top out in the mid-40s. Now, it is going to be warmer than yesterday, but still chilly. Definitely want that jacket. And then tonight, the snow arrives and quickly changes to rain. This is not the big snowstorm a lot of our winter weather fans are wanting, but there is the potential some of us see a little accumulation. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes.
Shane, thank you. Candidate filings for the 2024 presidential election are due in Kentucky today by 4 p.m. But with Kentucky's presidential primary months later than most other states, will the candidates already be decided come May 21st? Secretary of State Michael Adams says even if the candidates for the 2024 presidential election are decided by the time May 21st rolls around, Kentuckians still hold some power with their vote.
If we have a surprise in either party, if the Biden campaign becomes endangered by his competition or the Trump campaign by theirs, then we'll see some candidates here.
So far, President Biden and challenger Dean Phillips are registered in Kentucky for the Democratic Party. Former Governor Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, and Nikki Haley, as well as entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, are registered in Kentucky for the Republican Party in the presidential race. Prestonsburg Mayor Les Stapleton will not be running for a state Senate seat. Stapleton posted on Facebook yesterday that, quote, "I have come to the difficult decision to delay any current aspirations for the 29th senatorial district seat. The incumbent Johnny Turner of Harlan County is running, and so far nobody else has filed. In the 95th District House race, it looks like there could be a rematch from 2 years ago. Republican Brandon Spencer filed yesterday. He's hoping to unseat Democratic incumbent Ashley Tackett Lafferty. Many Eastern Kentucky incumbents have no opposition with the filing deadline today. A Kentucky lawmaker introduced legislation that would eliminate taxes on menstrual products. Louisville Representative Lisa Wilner says the bill would provide free period supplies at all public middle and high schools. She says the bill is about equality. Wilner says providing supplies in schools will also improve learning. She says 1 in 4 high school girls have missed class because they didn't have access to hygiene products.
I think the fact that there has been bipartisan interest in this issue, the fact that we're increasing the conversation, that we've expanded the bill that we filed from last year, I think we're moving forward on this issue, and I like to think we're moving closer to a solution.
The bill has gained support from several advocacy groups, including ACLU of Kentucky and Planned Parenthood Alliance advocates. During Governor Andy Beshear's State of the Commonwealth address, he reflected on his first 4 years as governor, and now he acknowledged several Eastern Kentuckians as well, including Scott McReynolds with the Housing Development Alliance, along with a family of flood survivors. WYMT's Olivia Calfee has more.
As Governor Andy Beshear looks ahead at his next 4 years. During his State of the Commonwealth address Wednesday night, he took time to reflect on both the successes and the disasters.
We've also seen leaders in the East following the floods. Leaders like Scott McReynolds, Executive Director of the Housing Development Alliance out of Perry County.
The governor acknowledged the monumental strides the staff has made to rebuild homes after the flood. And he honored the White family alongside Scott McReynolds during the address.
William, Cheyenne, and their son Caleb were living in Troublesome Creek in Knox County. They watched as their home was washed away. But thanks to Scott and his team, as well as so many generous donors to the Flood Relief Fund, William, Cheyenne, Caleb, and their newest addition, Maggie, have their new home, and best of all, they don't have to worry about it flooding ever again. Let's thank Scott and this family for everything they're doing.
And on Thursday, McReynolds sat down and reflected on the experience, saying it was an honor being recognized for the work HDA and many other housing organizations have done to rebuild.
To kind of represent all of the flood recovery work that's going on in East Kentucky. It's great that the governor remembered, that he said all along that he's going to not forget us, and this is just another example.
And McReynolds also looked back at the growth since the flood, saying they touched a record number of new homes in 2023, 40 in total.
Now that may be finishing a home that we started in 2022, that may be a home we built from start to finish in 23, or it may be a home we just started at the end.
But there is also a lot of work to be done. With at least 200 families that either need a home repair or new home, McReynolds is hopeful a portion of the budget during this legislative session will be allocated to the housing crisis. In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
For a closer look at the numbers from the Housing Development Alliance accomplishments in 2023, find this story on WYMT.com. Governor Beshear also highlighted the journey of an addiction recovery care employee during his State of the Commonwealth. The governor recognized Pike County native Brad Bentley, who said his journey from addiction to becoming a program director with ARC's Crown Recovery Center exemplified the power of treatment and recovery. Governor Beshear also highlighted Kentucky's focus on addressing the opioid crisis, citing an increase in treatment beds in the last 4 years. A 12-year-old student is accused of having a gun on a school bus in Rowan County. Officials say it appears the .22 caliber handgun was never loaded and there was no intent to harm anyone. The student was arrested and charged with unlawful possession of a weapon on school property, which is a felony.
It is 6:08, time for another check of the forecast, and you can see we are nice and dry across the mountains this morning and pretty chilly out there. Here's a look at our sky cam outside the WYMT studio. 21 degrees right now, 22 as we take a look at the Pikeville Medical Center camera and heading on over to UVA Wise. It is chilly there. 21 degrees as we speak. Just a cold morning across the mountains, and part of that is due to the clear skies we saw early during the night, but now we have dry conditions across the area. Temperatures currently into the teens and 20s for most of us. Factor in the wind, it's feeling just a skosh cooler than that. You definitely want to bundle up and plan a few extra minutes to get the wind chill cleaned off, as there is a pretty thick frost out there this morning. Temperatures only topping out mid-40s today under dry conditions. The precipitation holds off tonight. Starts as snow, but quickly goes to rain. We'll break down what to expect coming up here in just a few minutes.
Shane, thank you, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return from the border to your wallet, we'll take a look at what candidates are saying about the issues you care about.